I have in my possession three books that I would like to show you. The first is the FE Review Manual. It is a big, thick book. The author is Michael R. Lindberg, PE, that being professional engineer. The second book is this official book. This is the FE Reference Handbook. You are given a copy of this. It's usually a digital copy if you take the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. And this is an FE practice exam. It is the Electrical and Computer Practice exam. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, it's because of today's topic. These three books are preparation material for the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. So, first of all, you're probably asking, what is the Fundamentals of Engineering exam and why is it important? And that's what I'm here to explain. I will explain the procedure for earning a professional engineer's license in the state of Illinois. Every state does the license differently. The professional engineer's license is necessary to legally hold the title of PE or professional engineer. This is more than just a flashy title. It's the legal right and responsibility to approve documents and seal them. You're given a seal, and you can legally approve documents in the state of Illinois, and only a professional engineer is allowed to use that title and seal documents. And if you want to know what a license looks like, I will show you. This belongs to my father. It somehow ended up in my possession. It's a pretty big looking license. It's a pretty big official document. It was something that he had a lot of pride in owning. Now, this did belong to my late father. Getting such a license is a two-step process. It takes two examinations to get this. The first involves passing the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. The other process involves taking the actual professional engineer exam itself. In other words, there are two exams that you need to take. Now, there are several exams for the Fundamentals of Engineering exam. That's the first one. You can choose from different topics for the exam that you take, and each of them are valid as prerequisites. Now, I happened to take the electrical, or not take, but I chose the electrical and computer engineering exam. And it seemed logical to me because that's really what type of work I'm involved with. Mostly I'm involved with the information technology area. Now, this exam is most challenging and it covers 17 topics. Having taken the practice exam, and I did take that, I passed it, I can attest that it is far from easy. Each section requires 60% correct to pass. Well, after considerable preparation and taking the practice exam and passing it, I decided it was then time to take the actual exam itself. So I applied to take the exam and I was ready. Well, there was a problem, and there were actually two problems. The first of which being that I didn't qualify for the education requirements. See, it doesn't matter if you're ready or not. You do need to have the education requirements. Every state is different. Now, in Illinois, the requirements are complex, but it was necessary that I complete a minimum of a bachelor's of engineering degree. My degree, which I listed, was in engineering technology. Now, there's a very big difference between engineering and engineering technology. At least the state of Illinois recognizes this. Why it is, who knows? It's just because the state says so. Now, And this is just exclusive for Illinois. It's not the case in other states. Now, I did get a bachelor's of engineering from another school. The problem with that was that this school was a for-profit online school that went out of business, and I'm required to provide transcripts from the school, which I was unable to obtain. As a result, I cannot get transcripts, so the degree cannot be considered valid. It's like I never attended the school. I did look for some loopholes and found one such loophole of such, and that was that in other states, as I said before, the education requirements are not so stringent. Wisconsin, for example, does permit you to take an engineering technology, have an engineering technology degree. But here's another problem that I ran into, and that has to do with work experience. See, all states in the United States of America require that you have certain work experience, and this is kind of where I get into a little bit of a problem. The work experience that I have, I've worked under the job title of engineer. In this case, I was a professional engineer. Yeah, not a professional, I mean a customer engineer, and that was in the state of Illinois. But it requires you to have work under the direct supervision of an engineer who is licensed. In other words, a professional engineer. So I didn't have this, so I couldn't really pass the work experience requirement either, which is the second reason I would give. Now, the work experience requirement, even if I was valid, I wouldn't be able to take the test in other states. At least I don't think I'd be able to, because my work was exclusively in the state of Illinois. Now, I do take comfort in knowing that I have all the knowledge needed for the exam. So this is not something that I absolutely have to take. Such credentials are really unnecessary at my stage of the career. At best, it's an ego booster. I kind of want doing this because it's something I've always wanted to do. For me, this would be at best a way to an extra credential, something that I can brag about. But I can say that I have several other IT certifications, most notably the Novell CNE, which did take a lot. It's not like a legal qualification. It's not something that you need to do anything by law, but it does help you with a lot of work. It opened a lot of doors to a lot of interviews for me. And it did help my career quite a bit. I also have CompTIA A+ certification. So, now as far as Novell goes, it wasn't an easy, being a Novell CNE was not an easy task. You have to take a total of 9 exams, and pass them. Yeah, and they're kind of costly. The education is not cheap either. Another thing I would mention too is that, as I said, it's not necessary for my career. I'm 60 years old now. I'm not really going to change careers. I'm also happen to be on disability. I don't know how long I'll be on disability because I do have a history of cancer. I sort of have that under control. I'm not too worried. I mean, my health is a concern, but I'm not extremely worried about it. But that much said, I have no regret for anything here. Um, I don't think that passing the license, getting the license at this point would be a big deal anyway. But it's something that I did have a that because I am on disability, I have some time on my hands. I thought that this might have been a good time to take the test just to prove my worth. But anyway, that's kind of my own story, and I hope you like this video. Before going, I ask you for one thing. Please say a prayer for the people of Ukraine who are in great need right now and who are going through some very difficult times. And until next time, stay curious.